Eureka! Kamusta kayong lahat? Today, I met Irwan.
Hi guys, I'm Irwan from Kasitapo Vintage and I sell used tea for a living. My name is Irwan and I'm from Kasitapo.vintage. So basically it's on IG now. I'm doing online only and I'm selling vintage clothes for a living. Okay. Before this, I'm an architect before this, but I stopped doing that and started selling vintage clothes because I have passion for vintage clothes and items like this does bring in nostalgic feelings to you guys. In vintage we have different genres, like for me mostly I focus on cartoons, like a few that you saw just now, these are all cartoons and we do have band tees and different genres, like we have movies, the Narnia, this is from the movie Narnia.
Oh, yeah, Narnia.
Yeah, and we have Lil Bow Wow, rappers, rap tees, so this is a rap tees genres. We have band, which is Kiss, if you guys know a band, yeah. It ranges for all the way down to even like RT. This is Liquid Blue and it's done by an artist. So and this actually won in a movie. I think it's called Shattered Backboard or something like that. I can't remember it, but it is in a movie. And all the way to all over print. We call this all over print. And this design is only doing the 90s and they stopped doing this in the early 2000s, but so this thing is like basically a gem, and basically during the 90s maybe you can't even like afford to buy it. Now you found it and it's like precious to you.
Hi, my name is Irwan and I'm selling vintage tea also. This is one of my favorite cartoons on the childhood, which is Goofy. So it has a lot of history for me. My childhood memories is always be Goofy.
My name is Zarin Zaini and I sell it because I think first my mindset is their stuff are rare and hard to get. I choose vintage clothing and more quality.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Vintage clothing use old material and their material is very soft for me for wearing for outfit.
Hi.
So you are into buying vintage shirts?
Yeah.
What makes it interesting to you?
I think vintage. Shirt is more fascinating than new clothes, I think. And some more, I like to add up my collection.
Wow, so you're collecting.
Yeah, and it depends. It depends on the design and the hype also.
Usually, what kind of designs do you buy?
Mostly band, like basketball clubs and some NASCAR. That's all lah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
It's so faded, but some people like the audience, the community itself, they will feel like it's faded and it's used and it's very in bad condition, but for us like vintage lovers, they actually like the fade on it.
Yeah.
Like, it actually give it more elements and also more profile on it. So these people like things that people appreciate, or maybe I'll show you this. Okay, for example, for this Goofy, you can see actually it's worn here. There's a hole here and everything, and it's dirty. So for people, they might feel like it's not that, how do you say? It's not that in a good condition for you to wear. But for people who really love vintage and people that actually know how to style it, they don't mind about this. Yeah. So this is why I like to check on the perception of the community. Like it's not things that people thrown away and not wear things. It is things which bring back nostalgia and values or memories to people like that. And it really sells for a good amount of money to be honest with you.
That's nice.
So
That's nice.
Like this, you can't get things like this in Malaysia because it's basically a university and it's Duke University and it's only in US, America. So things like this, people look for it and like for Malaysians, we can't even get these things. So when we get a chance to have a tea, then it's very precious to us. Like people, for example, I have a story like there's this guy. He's a basketball player, and this is one of the university that he really wanted to go in, but he can't get in because maybe of the criteria not enough or something like that. He didn't hit the criteria, so by him buying this team, you'll feel like, oh, finally I got a team. Actually, it's a college dream of mine to go to, but I can't go to. But at least I have a team for my memories.
Yeah.
He really appreciate it. Yeah. That's why.
You're right on that. What any insights that you want to let your fellow Malaysians knows about this thing that you're doing?
Vintage teas is for everyone. Okay, so don't look at the perception of like vintage teas are used tea, old clothes. This is not what it is because they have a lot of meanings, a lot of emotion, a lot of nostalgia, bringing back memories, childhood memories for buying one tea. So I hope that for Malaysians or people out there, you guys can see that vintage is actually a beautiful piece of art. Like because all this, some people you can't salvage this for like 20 or 30 years. So when you get a hand on one piece like 30 years old or 40 years old, we really appreciate it, and I hope everyone can do the same also. And yeah, that's what I hope.
Vintage shirts are maybe old, but the stories and memories behind it are just worth it.
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
So that's all for today. Eureka!
The few that I met previously before when I started thrifting and start vintage. This is one of my close friends. In the
Nice,
vintage
nice.
scene.
So it only means that vintage, maybe vintage shirts are old, but the memories and stories behind it are just worth it.
Yeah.
You need to look at the camera.
I could. Okay, I got you. Yeah.
Right. Well,